54 years after the launch of broadcast network television, the reinvention of video begins right here in this room. Now, I know you all know that less than 2 months ago, we had the digital content NewFronts, and that looked like a reinvention. From April 29th to May 3rd, IAB shepherded the NewFronts. 16 top creators and distributors of original digital video content at scale debuted more than 100 new programs. Now, at that time, and for many weeks thereafter, naysayers quibbled that the NewFronts were merely an exercise in, and this is a quote, wistful nostalgia. Syndicated newspaper columnist Michael Wolff wrote of the, quote, continued resistance to digital content among advertisers, and decried the, again, a quote, low-budget quality of digital video. Digiday, which is not a newspaper, claimed the internet is not TV. Even if it nails the boozy parties part, it's still missing two critical ingredients to what makes the TV upfronts work: scarcity and don't want to miss great content. Well, guess what? The upfront ad sales marketplace, called the digital content NewFronts, attracted more than 5,000 buyers to those 16 events. 1,500 packed YouTube's production on an East River pier. Yahoo sold out a Broadway theater. AOL filled the Moynihan post office. Blip TV and Alloy Digital showcased original comedy content to scores of hungry agency executives. So the paper-pushing troglodytes will eat their words as assuredly as the Luddites who dismissed cable television in 1980 as just something to serve the rural markets in Idaho. Now, more accurate by far was media savant Jack Myers, who wrote, again, I quote, "It's clear to me that the word TV will be irrelevant within the next decade and likely will disappear from the lexicon altogether. Quality content eventually will be available on whatever platform viewers want it on. And what we now call networks, be it the old definition, ABC, Fox, etc., or newer definitions including AOL, YouTube channels, etc., all will be blurred into one content map that consumers will navigate seamlessly." I agree with Jack, except I disagree with one particular part. He says it will be. I say it is, except for one thing, the seamlessness. That's why we're here today, to talk about the next steps, how to make what is happening, what consumers want, what advertisers want, what media companies want, how to make that all happen operationally. That's why we're here in this room. The path from the resistance that some talk about to the seamlessness that we all want is not a straight one. We have a lot of work to do to reach and engage the untethered consumer. That's the subject of today's IAB conference. Now, who is the untethered consumer? Short answer is everyone. Where are they? Short answer again, they're everywhere. This consumer expects a seamless experience as she moves from device to device, with content scaling fluidly from the small screen in her pocket to the giant screen in her living room. It's incumbent upon content providers and advertisers to bridge the gaps that have previously existed and still, unfortunately to a great degree, still exist between mobile, tablet, laptop, and television screens. But how can you reach this audience that, by definition, is fragmented and dispersed? How can you build high-impact brand creative experiences that are agnostic about which screen they appear on, and at the same time are conscious enough and responsive enough to look and feel customized for that screen specifically? It's not an easy task. It's something that we have to work on, and that a lot of companies on this coast, on the West Coast, and on the great flyover in between are working on. The opportunity, if we get these answers right, is incredible. We're at the precipice of a new era of advertising where sight, sound, motion, and interactivity are unified into one robust, surprising, multi-layered, creative form of brand communication, far beyond the capabilities of the historic television commercial.